Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Sudipta, welcoming you all to StudyIQ OPS. So, shall we start the class? Before we starting the class, see, yeah. So please have a look, guys. Already हमारा batch like kali to start होची. The batch is starting on 22nd May 2025. That is the Aarambh batch, the free plus mains foundation batch. Those students are interested to purchase the batch. They can use my code SSP Live to enroll the batch so that you can easily avail the discounted, the least discounted price, that is the 9,999 over any batch, over the free plus mains foundation batch. So see, as this is also the Paripurna batch, that is the for the like Odia students, we can say this is the foundation batch 3. That is, if you will use my code SSP Live, then also you can avail the least discounted price, that is 9,999 over the batch Paripurna. Okay, so as you can see also, like तुम्हारा preparation को गोटे boost दबो test series, the mock test series, like total whole तमरा जेमिति procedure अछि तम exam paper रे जेमिति आसुची same to same copy paste रहिबा तमरा mock test practice तमे करि परिबो like परिपूर्ण batch रे जो तमाने enroll होउचो and जो तमाने करे batch end होउची and तमाने guys pre clear करि जाउचो then तमरा mains रे support भी मिलिबो with that तमे pre रो किछ amount refund भी like pre रो whole amount refund पाइजिबो with that 23 free mock test with the whole NCERT live classes तुमको free मिलिबो. This is the whole price. So with that, if you are interested to purchase the test series, then you can use my code SSP Live and you can also avail the least discounted price, that is something 2,800 or something. Okay, this is test series Abhyas. So let's see, today's session is about space. As you guys already know about the thumbnail, the session is about the space. And what is space? Before knowing about the space, you should have understand about atmosphere, the different layers of atmosphere from the troposphere to the exosphere. So let's see some briefing or very good morning. Very good morning. See, guys, what is space? Okay. Before that, just give me a minute. Yes. So start. Guys, see what is space. Space, basically the outer space, and refers to the earth atmospheric level को पर्यंत जाइछि through the ocean level, through the sea level. So space or outer space refers to the vast expanse beyond earth's atmosphere where there is a near vacuum with extremely low density and pressure. It contains celestial bodies like stars, planets, asteroids, comets, and galaxies. That is beyond the space, beyond our atmosphere. But about the characteristics of space, guys, see the vacuum, the microgravity, the temperature extremes, and the no sounds. What are the vacuum? The lack of atmosphere. That means in the vacuum that is full of emptiness. That is no air or the breathable gases, which is very much essential for human survival. And there is also microgravity, that objects appear weightless. Under the microgravity, the objects, any kind of objects that appear weightless, they don't have any weight over the microgravity. About the temperature extremes, that is the varies from minus 270 degrees Celsius in deep space to over 250 degrees Celsius in sunlight. That means just imagine how cold it is. Then see, no sound, that is due to the lack of medium for sound waves. So different types of sounds we can hear because of the presence of the medium of sound waves, because of the medium like atmosphere different particles अच्छी, through that sound waves ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସୁଛି ଆମ normal ear को ଆମେ ଶୁଣି ପାରୁଛେ. But in the case of space, there is no such medium to hear the exact audible sound. So let's see what is really explaining. Okay. So the Earth's atmosphere versus space. What it says. That is the Karman line. What is Karman line? The Karman line at 100 kilometer above sea level. Not exactly 100 kilometer, but like through like starting from the sea level to 85 kilometer to 100 kilometer. In between the 85 kilometer to 100 kilometer, there is a small thing like even that is not clearly visible in the naked eye, but we can see from that border we are separating the space, the outer space from the Earth's atmosphere. That is internationally recognized as the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. That is known as Karman line. Exactly जो the question exam रे आसी जाए free रे or any graduate level exam रे, तो exactly कोटू ना 100 किलोमीटर to consider करा जाउची Karman line. So exactly 100 kilometers from the sea level of the Earth's surface. जो to start होची and end होची 100 kilometer, that is considering as a Karman line, and from the Karman line beyond the space, that is considered as the space. So major celestial bodies is the stars, the planets, the satellites, the asteroids and the meteoroids. See, what is the stars? That the self-luminous bodies. That means example nahi pariba sun, but moon is apart from that because they don't have its own light. The planets, the orbit stars and do not emit their own light. So planets mane kona? They do not have their own light to lightening. That means they are totally depending upon the sun for their enlightenment. So satellites, that natural, obviously that is the moon is a natural satellite, or the artificial satellite you can say, the like which we are sending to the space from the Earth. Those are the artificial satellite. Asteroids and the meteoroids can rocky objects आमे देखुचे जो उल्कापात होउचे कहउचे, so that is what, those are the asteroids that are present inside the space, and the mostly from the asteroid belt. They are already surrounded by a belt who like whole over their body in the space. जेतेबेले से belt को break down करंदी and then like merge with each other, then amara crash हुए some of the parts falling down to the earth, then we can say the ulkapata hochi. Okay, so let's see again about the space mission, guys. There just I'm giving you the briefing like about the space, then we will go to the like as usual MCQ session. Okay, so the space mission of India is, we know, that is the ISRO, that is the Indian Space Research Organization. That is the main mission, guys, which I have successfully validated. That is the Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3. You have already know about the Chandrayaan 1 mission, 2 mission and the successful third mission, that is the soft landing of India in south pole of moon, the moon mission. The Mangalyaan mission, the famous MOM mission, that is the Mars orbiter mission. The Aditya L1, that is the sun observation mission. The Gaganayan mission, that is the upcoming human spaceflight mission. Before that amara तमाने मन गगनयान मिशन को टिके मर्ज करके मन रखिबो कि व्योम मित्र सहित केमिति से आग व्योम मित्र जाई कि सुपरवाइज करके आसीबो. देन गगनयान मिशन रे 4 साइंटिस्ट जो माने चूज हेचंती से माने को क्राइटेरिया रु आसुचंती एंड से मानु को ही काहे के कैटेगोरिकली चूज करा जाई छी. एवरीथिंग यू हैव टू कीप ए नॉलेज. Then about the Sukrayan, that is proposed mission to the Venus. So these are the interplanetary mission. These are the interplanetary mission to the space from the Earth, like ISRO, not about the other, but about the global space agencies like USA having the NASA, Europe having the ESA, that is the ESA, and the Russia have the Roscosmos, and guys China has the CNSA, and India is also ISRO. Okay, and tankar kichi goda measure achi that you have to keep in your mind. So see the applications of space technology, like कोथि पाई हमें use करूचे. Guys, before knowing about the space technology, तमाने को mind रे किसी idea रहिबा दरकार. Different layers. Firstly, तमाने को कहली different layers like the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and the exosphere. Above that, sphere amara rocket launch hoji, sphere amara satellite launch hoji. There is a orbit inside the Earth atmosphere, like the low Earth orbit, like the medium Earth orbit, like the high Earth orbit, and the geostationary Earth orbit. And the varieties of orbit, the polar orbit also, there is the sun synchronous Earth orbit. Everything we have to keep in our mind, like brief idea have to give. Okay, otherwise we cannot get in touch. Guys, ये सब विषय जानिला पर ही तमने जानि परिबो different orbit रो हमर जो type रो satellite launch होची, there what kind of satellites are really. Like one is the communication satellite. For the communication purpose, before like the title ही तमे जानि पारुथबो satellite रो purpose कोन हिथिबो. Obviously for communicate with the people to the outer space. And guys, weather forecasting, that means detect about the weathering. The navigation satellites, that means guys mone rakhithibo India do not have its own navigation satellites, and we are using the GPS, that is the USS satellite, that's the USS like navigation satellite, and we are using the application that is use the GPS. Directly we do not have our own GPS system. Clear? We don't have our navigation system, but the Navic. Keep in mind that Navic guys we have, but that is not internationally acceptance. Okay. So agriculture, due to the agriculture, there are the remote sensing satellites and the disaster management satellites are also different. So अपन माने तो batch enroll करिवे. I'm taking your science and technology class. Then अपन मानकर गोटे brief idea, not brief. You have a detailed and focused idea about what is the space, what is space technology, and everything about that. I will relate with the defense technology, with also the nuclear technology. Everything we will cover in the class. So briefing रे so एते deep रे जिबानी. So the challenges in space guys, what can be the space debris? जेमति कि तम मानो कहली, there are certain space debris you can face. Like the low Earth orbit, बहुत ही low consumption रे हमको low cost benefit रे हमें satellite launch करि पारुचे through the low Earth orbit. That means हमें बहुत संख्या रे satellite launch करुचे. That means हमर जो low Earth orbit अछि सेटारे space debris देखिबा को मिलुची. Because जते बेले satellite कम cost रे कम range रे launch हेइ पारुची and हमको गोटे proper like information देइ पारुची. तो almost no matter the private companies and the government companies also, they will try to enhance their capabilities. तो ता पई से माने कोन करंदी ना बहुत संख्या रे सैटेलाइट लॉन्च करंदी जोथि पई कि हमर स्पेस डेब्रिस देखिबा को मिले. oops sorry. Okay, and coming to the radiation exposure, obviously जदि हमें जो संख्या रे like satellite launch करूचे माने जदि radioactive element विषय जानि थिबो and जदि nuclear technology रे thoroughly पढिबो टिके then जानि परिबो कि हमर satellite माने भी कोन ना radiation exposure को lead करूचंती and how you will like have an idea in the class. Then long duration missions and the cost international cooperation. That means the long duration mission guys केमिति रहउची. Suppose हमें जे कोनोसी satellite interplanetary खास करके satellite हमें launch करूचे गोटे particularly त माने जानिथिबो चंद्रयान 3 रे हमें जते बेले launch करले तो सेते बेले कोन PSLV हो SSLV हो SLV हो जे कोनोसी हमें launch vehicle रे launch करूचे तार गोटे certain criteria थाए, certain periodic थाए. से period भितरे से जाई कोन launch हेई कि land करिवो. तो से लैंडिंग पर्यंत हमें वेट करिबा एंड लैंड कला परे तार ऑर्बिटर केते दिन पर्यंत एक्टिव रहिबो एंड हमकु से केते दिन पर्यंत इंफॉर्मेशन देई परिबो. दैट इज द होल टाइम पीरियड जोटा कि हमें एबे लाइक लॉन्च करिया पूर्व ही ताको अज्यूम करि कि सेंड करि थाए. ठीक अछि. सो ता परे भी टिके फोकस करिबो. नाउ कम टू द MCQs राउंड. ओके, सो टेल मी द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. Which of the following is considered the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space? Which of the following is considered the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space? Just ebe kahili. That is the Van Allen belt, that is the stratosphere, the Kármán line, and the thermosphere. Guys, Give me the right answer in the comment section. That is what? Guys, Karman line. Okay. So Earth atmosphere को outer space through separate करूची, the line is called as the Karman line. Okay. See, exactly तमनु कहथिली कोन 100 km, but consider करिबा 85 km ru above and 100 km in between that, like say 15 km भितर ही हमर Karman line present रही. Okay. जोटा कि separate करूची कहा को ना atmosphere, the Earth atmosphere to outer space. Clear? This is the Karman line. That is exactly question ebe asiba. Karman line is present between the which two layers? Between the mesosphere and thermosphere. Keep it in your mind. Mesosphere and thermosphere. एमिति मने रखिबो कि total 5 ta layer, that is the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So mid one is the mesosphere. So just mesosphere for it. Okay. Next. Which planet in our solar system has the highest number of moons? The Earth, Jupiter, Saturn or Mars? Tell me. Which planet in our solar system has the highest number of moons? Earth, Jupiter, Saturn or Mars? That is Jupiter. See? Guys, the largest planet is what? Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. The gas gland that also Jupiter, that composed of mostly hydrogen and helium gas. Mostly jodi abundantly ame kouthi dekhibaku miluche hydrogen and helium gas kouthi kahiba ame na in Jupiter. The rapid rotation that has the shortest day of all planets, about 10 hours. 10 hours kona the shortest rahuchi Jupiter re. The strong magnetic field generates a powerful magnetic field, that also has Jupiter. Great red spot. The great red spot we usually see in which planet in our solar system? The answer will be also Jupiter. The multiple moons. Guys, Jupiter has at least 79 known moons. So highest number of moons kahar achi? The Jupiter achi. Kete achi? Na 79 known moons. The Galilean moons kahaku kuha jauchi? The largest moons include the Io, Europho, the Ganymede and the Callisto. Okay, kaha pakhre achi? The Jupiter pakhre achi. The orbital influence gets influences the influences the asteroid belt and some comets. That's why we can say that but orbital influence karuchi kiye? The Jupiter. The no solid surface, the lack is solid, rocky surface. The ongoing exploration is studied by the spacecraft like Juno and Galileo of USA company, that is by NASA. Clear? Next, see. Next question. The first Indian satellite launched into space was the INSAT 1A, the Bhaskara, Aryabhatta or Rohini. Tell me the right answer in the comment section. The first Indian satellite launched into space was the first Indian satellite launched into space was, guys, what? This is Aryabhatta. This is Aryabhatta. See about the Aryabhatta. India's first satellite launch heithila, that guys Aryabhatta. Kebe heithila na 11th of February 1992 re. Okay. So the 360 kilogram satellite was built by ISRO to gain experience in operating satellite in space. Was to conduct experiments in X-ray astronomy, aeronautics and solar physics. The assembled at Fenia near Bangalore, but launched in the Soviet Union using a Russian-made launch vehicle Cosmos 3M. That is a failure in the satellite's electrical power system and halted experiments after 4 days. 4 days ପରେ again ତାକୁ complete କରାଗଲା. So what will be the right answer? The Aryabhatta will be the India's first satellite to be launched in the space. Next question. Guys, which Indian space mission was the first to reach Mars? Which Indian space mission was the first to reach Mars? That is Chandrayaan. Chandrayaan kaha bisare? Obviously, this is the lunar mission. Lunar mission. The Mangalayan, Gaganayan, Sukrayan. Sukrayan is the Venus mission. Rahila kon? Data. Mangalayan, Gaganayan. Mars is about the Mangalayan. Clear? See, Mangalayan, that is the India's maiden mission to Mars. Okay, the date is guys very important. Date को तमे mind रे रखिबो and as well as ता बिसरे जो हमारा interplanetary mission थिला केतेटा like first हमारा को launch vehicle देखे हिथिला, that is the polar satellite launch vehicle, the PSL, the XL द्वारा एटा हिथिला. Movie देखिके already तमानकर basic idea सब थिबो about the Mangalayan mission, the MOM mission. Okay, still किछिटा तारा equipment सोडा important अछि ता बिसरे टिके idea रखिथिबो. Next देखो, which of the following is not a moon of Jupiter? Guys, एबे just कहिथिली Jupiter almost केते 79 टा moon almost हमरो रहछि. Among that कोटा हबनी Jupiter रे गोटे moon, कोटा हबनी Titan ही हबनी, बाकी the Europa हबा, Io हबा and the Ganymede हबा. Titan काई हबनी सी? Titan कहाँ रहउछि ना Saturn रो largest moon को हमें Titan बोली कहउछि. That means odd one out कर देबो Jupiter से तार किछि relation नहीं. The Titan is Saturn's largest moon and the second largest moon in the entire solar system. The second largest moon, if the question will be asked in the examination that which is the second largest moon in the whole solar system, the answer will be what? The Titan, the Saturn's largest moon. The Saturn's moon is Titan. And after Jupiter's Ganymede. So first quota hochi na Ganymede is the largest moon among all the solar planet systems, and after that the Titan is the second one. And it's unique for being the only moon with a substantial atmosphere, for having liquid, mainly methane on its surface. Okay, Titan no surface rame kon paiba na only methane. Okay. Next question. What is the purpose of Aditya L1 mission? Tell me, what is the purpose of Aditya L1 mission? Obviously, Aditya katha तुम मैंने already link कर दबा. Aditya sun रो गोटे different synonyms. That means Aditya directly related with what? With sun. The to expose a Jupiter, obviously ताको कौन odd one out करिबा. To study Earth's magnetic field, no Earth को भी odd one out करिबा. To explore the asteroid belt नहीं, but to study about the sun. Sun रा corona ऊपर study करूची किए ना Aditya L1 mission. See, guys, the Aditya L1 mission is India's first solar mission launched by the Indian Space Research Organization, that is the ISRO, and its primary purpose to study the sun, particularly the outermost layer of the solar atmosphere. Guys, solar atmosphere outer layer रे हमारे different types of particles present होउछन्ती, जोटा कि बहुत ट्रायल परे आमने ट्राई करिछि आदित्य L1 द्वारा ताकू सेटिक स्ट्रांगली बिल्ड करिकि पठा जाउछि कि तापरे रिसर्च करिकि हमकु से इंफॉर्मेशन दब. The main purpose of Aditya L1 mission is what? To study the sun's atmosphere and the solar activities, especially the solar corona, as I have mentioned. The outermost layer of the sun, which is much hotter than the surface. About the chromosphere. What is chromosphere? A layer above the sun's visible surface, that is the photosphere. The solar wind, a stream of charged particles released from the sun's upper atmosphere. Guys, sun जदि एते उत्तप्त अछंदी ताहाले केते, obviously आमे sun to एते distance रे थाई कि भी तार sunlight रे आमे एते जोरे कोन खराटा आमे feel करि पारुचे, and obviously आमे एतिकी hot हेई पारुचे, like आमे ताको feel करि पारुचे and sunlight को absorb भी करि पारुचे हम skin in the form of D3. So आमे कहिबा को चाहिबा कि एटमॉस्फेयर जेतेबेले सनलाइट आसुची एते गरम अछि दैट मींस ता पाखरे जो एतिकी पार्टिकल्स माने अछंती तो से माने कोथरे सब तयारी अछंती तो एई सब को रिसर्च करबा लागि अबाउट द सोलर फ्लेयर्स एंड द कोरोनल मास इजेक्शंस and the magnetic field dynamics everything is about what Aditya L1 mission सेथिर हम कोन सब रिसर्च करूची so next see this is the Aditya L1 the satellite next the sun is classified as a red giant as a white dwarf as a yellow dwarf or is a neutron star. Tell me, the sun is classified as a what? What? Guys, the sun is classified as a yellow dwarf. Why? Let's see. Guys, the sun is called as a yellow dwarf because of its size and its position on the main sequence of stars. It is classified as G type. What? This is Z type. That is the main sequence star, which means it is relatively small compared to other stars and its surface temperature falls within the yellow-green spectrum. Because of the yellow color of the sun, we can call sun as a yellow dwarf. Okay? Next, which planet has the longest day, time to rotate once on its axis? निजर ओन एक्सिस रे रोटेट करबा पई जति कि टाइम पीरियड लागे लाइक अर्थ को केते 24 आवर्स लागे द सेम वे गाइस ओ प्लैनेट रो सबटु हाईएस्ट अर्थ मार्स वेनस और मर्क्यूरी द राइट आंसर विल बी द वेनस सी guys the longest and shortest days of the year called solstices what na solstices are determined by the Earth's axial tilt and its orbital around the Sun. This is about our Earth and the Earth's 23.5 degree tilt. Exam रे question आसे कितने degree tilt ही था guys this is 23.5 degree. Causes different hemispheres to receive varying amounts of sunlight through the year. The concept of longest and shortest days apply to the other planets as well, but the timing and the duration of these events depend on what their axial tilt. That means say our own axis रे केते के round off करूची केते time नउची that's depend upon the axial tilt. That is we can say the orbital period and the rotation rate. For example, guys, Venus, a day lasts much longer than its year. A Venusian day is 243 Earth days. Like gote day दिन Venus रे शुक्र रे पृथ्वी रो 243 दिन सहित समान. A single day in the Venus is just equal to the 243 days in Earth. That means just think how long that is. And both the seasons are similar to Earth due to its axial tilt and orbital path. So the axial tilt, suppose I manage Earth is not exactly round shape. Earth is an elliptical shape. Okay, so that means एमिति जो घुरुची ता own axis रे टिके tilt है कि its shape रे घुरुची. Suppose how can I see you? Suppose this is the Earth. ताकू टिके well shape रे करी दियो. तो से एमिति straightly बुलुनी से टिके tilt है कि एई shape रे ही निजर axis चारिपटे बुलुची. So tilt पे depend करिवो कि तारो whole year रे केतिकी season आसुची केतिकी season skip होची. And the Jupiter with its very fast rotation has much shorter days than Earth. So Earth to Jupiter बहुत ही shorter गोटे दिन तारो at least I think 12 to 15 hours ହେଇଥିବ या फिर ताठु आहुरी first ହେଇଥିବ. So next देखो the Gaganayan is an Indian mission related to the Gaganayan is an Indian mission related to moon landing, human spaceflight, Mars exploration or satellite navigation. Gaganayan is an Indian mission related to, guys, this is human space flight. The first human space flight is Gaganayan mission. Before that, the Brahmitra will be what? Released. See, the Gaganayan mission. The project was first approved by PM Narendra Modi on August 15, 2018. The date is important as well. And it will send the 3 members crew to space for at least 7 days by 2024 to 25. That is not 3 guys. That is the 4 members already has been chosen. And ISRO hopes to deploy its biggest rocket GSLV MK3. For this project, एटा भी बहुत important कि को launch vehicle रे हमारा launch हेबा को जाउची Gaganayan mission, that is the GSLV MK3. Okay, and it would be one of the cheapest manned space flight in the world with the estimated cost not more than what? That is 10,000 crore. Next, see. And Vyomitra विषय भी मान रखिथिबो. India plans to call its astronauts Vyomnauts. Since Vyom in Sanskrit means space. Vyomitra कौन रहिबो guys? First जो हमर astronauts मानकु send करूची तांकु आसिला परे से मानकु called होची, that is the Vyomnauts. And guys, very importantly, Vyomitra विषय रे पढिबो जोटा कि before Gaganayan mission launch हेबा पूर्वरु Vyomitra को स्पेस को पठा जिवो एग्जैक्ट एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशन ताकू फिक्स करिकी ह्यूमन रो बॉडी टेंपरेचर सहित ताकू फिक्स करिकी कि सर्वाइवल कंडीशन केते अछि ताकू से आरएनडी करिकी रिटर्न आसीबो. ओके, नेक्स्ट, व्हिच प्लैनेट इज नोन एज द मॉर्निंग स्टार? द मार्स, मर्क्यूरी, वेनस और जुपिटर? Which planet is known as the morning star? Right, the right answer will be Venus. The scientific reason behind the morning star phenomenon is that it refers to the planet Venus appearing in the eastern sky before sunrise. Sunrise पूर्वरु कोठी eastern sky रे देखा जाए. This happens because Venus is closer to the sun than Earth and is always found near the sun in the sky. Sometimes appearing as the morning star and other time कौन evening star बोली देखा जाए, because the sun रा सबुठु पाखरे रहउछ. Okay, like सबुठु पाखरे, that means earth to पाखरे. Next, which Indian satellite is used for weather forecasting? Tell me, which Indian satellite is used for weather forecasting? That is the INSAT, that is IRS, that is the GSAT or the CATOSAT? What will be the right answer? That is INSAT. The Indian satellite is used for weather forecasting is INSAT. The first satellite, the INSAT 1A, was launched in 1982. That is failed heitila. Then successfully satellite launch heitila INSAT 1B. 1A heitila failure, 1B heitila 1983, just after 1 year, that is being successful. Then purpose, what is the purpose of sending INSAT to the space? For the purpose of telecommunication, that is provides the telephone, TV and radio connectivity. The meteorology, that is offers weather forecasting, cyclone tracking and the disaster warning. The television broadcasting, guys, that enables the national and regional TV broadcasting. The search and rescue, in the purpose of search and rescue, that supports the emergency communication services. The satellites that comprises several generations such as the INSAT 1, INSAT 2, the INSAT 3 and the latest series like INSAT 4 and the GSAT. Okay, the INSAT series the latest one is the GSAT. भाबिबो कि INSAT 4 जन end थिला तापर series चलिनी, GSAT is the next version. Okay, the orbit, guys, operates in geostationary orbit, that is around 36,000 km above the earth, that is beyond the high earth orbit. Next, see, which of the following space telescopes observes in the visible and ultraviolet spectrum? Which of the following space telescopes observes in the visible and ultraviolet spectrum? The James Webb, the Hubble telescope, the Spitzer telescope, or the Chandra telescope? Guys, kota haba? That observes the invisible and ultraviolet spectrum, that is the Hubble telescope. See, the Hubble telescope bisare dekho. The many space telescopes like the Hubble Space Telescopes observes in both visible and ultraviolet spectrum. These telescopes are placed in orbit above the Earth. See, what is orbit above the Earth's atmosphere to avoid atmospheric interference and capture light that is absorbed by the atmosphere. That means amara outer layer रे outer atmosphere रे से रही कि absorb करूची sunlight ru earth को जो ray आसुची सेथिरे हमर केते परिमाण रो कोन the ultraviolet or the visible ray present रहउची. Next, see, what is the primary component of the sun? That is oxygen, that is hydrogen, that is nitrogen, or that is helium. What is the primary component of the sun? Guys, the right answer will be hydrogen. See, this is the part whole of sun, that the connective zone is that, then radioactive zone, then the core, then the sunspot is where everything is mentioned here, and this is the corona part जो कि पाइन के हमारा कौन आदित्य L1 send करा जाएगी, just the orange color, the border orange color, light orange color. Okay. Next, see, the first artificial satellite launched by humans was. The first artificial satellite was launched by the humans was the Explorer 1, the Sputnik 1, the Vostok or the Vostok or the Luna 1. Guys, what will be the right answer? This is Sputnik 1. The first artificial satellite launched by the human is Sputnik 1. See about the Sputnik, guys. The Sputnik 1 went off on 4 January 1958 after having completed about 1400 orbits of the Earth over a cumulative distance travelled by 70 million kilometers and spending 3 months in the orbit of what? Earth. That is the Sputnik 1. That is the spacecraft was the first artificial satellite successfully placed in orbit around the Earth and was launched from the Kazakhstan. Okay, the part of the what? Soviet Union. That could be mind rakhibo. And it was about the size of the beach ball. That is the 58 centimeter or 22.8 inches in diameter. Okay, and kebe launch the launch date is also very important. That is the October 4, 1957 was the launch date of Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite. Okay. Next, see, ISRO's headquarters is located in Hyderabad, Sriharikota, Bangalore, or the New Delhi. Guys, ISRO headquarters koti present Karnataka re, Bangalore re. See, the Indian Space Research Organization is India's national space agency headquarters in Bangalore, Karnataka. That is, it services as the principal research and development arm of the Department of Space. Guys, the ISRO is under which sector? This is the DOS, that is the Department of Space under asuchi ISRO. That is kaha dwara overseen hochi by the direct overseen by the Prime Minister of India, with the chairman of ISRO also serving as the chief executive of the Department of Space, ki Prime Minister. Chairman of ISRO is Prime Minister. The chief executive officer of the Department of Space is also Prime Minister. Next, see, which Indian mission recently made a soft landing on the moon's south pole? This is Chandrayaan 3. The moon first world first country, India, that has landed softly in the south side of the moon, the south pole of the moon. So, by what, guys, Amara Chandrayaan 3 launch ହେଇଥିଲା, that is the launch vehicle M3, that is the LVM3 मन रखिबा. Okay, and different part of that ताकू भी मन रखिथिबो. The second stage रे guys विकास engine हमर यूज होइथिला as a liquid propellant, ताकू भी मन रखिबो. Which layer of the atmosphere merges into space? Which layer of the atmosphere merges into space? Rohan Roy, you were very first in the class. Which layer of the atmosphere merges into space? Guys, stratosphere, mesosphere, exosphere or the troposphere? The end is the exosphere, obviously atmosphere saita, like which layer of the atmosphere amara merge is space saita. The last layer hi merge heitibo na, tapare da layer hi amara nai, that is mesosphere. Is it recorded? No, it's totally live session. That's why I'm reading your name over the live class. Okay. Next thing. The exosphere, guys, the exosphere is the outermost layer of Earth's atmosphere. It is a region far removed from the surface and is characterized by extremely low density. In this layer, gases disperse and move away from the planet due to weak gravitational attraction. The exosphere is the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. Although it is a very thin layer, it plays an important role in protecting Earth from charged particles from the sun and allowing satellites to orbit around our planet. So the top layer of the Earth atmosphere is exosphere, that is merged in the outer space. Clear? Very good. The next question. Very good, Rohan. Next question answer diyo. Which country was the first to send a human to space? Which country was the first to send human to space? The USA, the USSR, the India or the Germany? Tell me. That is what will be the right answer, guys? Russian company. That is the Soviet Union. Now that Russia was the first country to send human to space. Astronaut kiye first aithile Yuri Gagarin. By the spacecraft Vostok 1. The date April 12, 1961, and achievement that he became the first human to orbit the Earth, completing one orbit in approximately 108 minutes. Earth one orbit complete करिथिले in 108 minutes. 8 minutes. Every detailed information is very, very crucial for the examination perspective. So keep it in your mind. Next. The Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, that is the IRNSS, is also known as what? The Gagan, Navik, Bhuvan or Kalpana. Even just कहली guys, India do not have its own GPS system. Okay, we are using the app and the app is using the GPS and GPS is wholly the USA company. So India Regional Navig Satellite System, the IRNSS, is also known as what? That is Navik. That is the regional. Itself it is mentioned as the regional navigation satellite. That is not the internationally accepted. Clear? Next, which planet has the strongest magnetic field? Very good, Rohan. Tell me the next question answer. Which planet has the strongest magnetic field? The Earth, Mars, Jupiter or Saturn? What would be the right answer? Very good. That is Jupiter. ଏବେ ହିଁ କହିଥିଲି first Jupiter ର brief note ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦେଇ ଦେଇଥିଲି that Jupiter is recent which thing. Yes. The planets generate magnetic field through a process called dynamo. Keep it in your mind that dynamo word is very very important. That which involves the movement of electrically conductive fluids in their interiors. The strength and characteristics of a planet's magnetic field are influenced by factors like the planet's composition, size, rotation rate, and the internal heat. Okay, internal heat. Next, maybe Jupiter is big. Yes, that's why this is mentioned as about the size also depend. Next question answer there. Which Indian observatory mission studies X-rays from space? Aditya, the Astrosat, Mangalayan or the Rishat? X-rays from space, the mission is study from space. That is the observatory is called as, yes, जितना बड़ा होगा उतना ही ग्रेविटेशन फील्ड भी उसका स्ट्रॉन्ग होगा और बिग भी होगा. Okay? Yes. So next question answer there to 21. Which Indian observatory mission studies the X-rays from space? That is Astrosat. See about the Astrosat. India's first space observatory launched successfully thila. On which date, guys? The Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle PSLV in 31st flight. Its 31st flight. Okay. Successfully launched India's first dedicated space observatory, that is the Astrosat, into space. On which date? That is the September 28, 2015. The date is important. Okay, so तार payload capacity केते थिला, the stage of the हमारा PSLV रो stage केतेटा थिला, complete हेई थिला, everything just have a look. Next, the term space debris refers to. In starting of the class, I have mentioned the what is the space debris is exactly. So now tell me the term space debris refers to what? The asteroids, the broken satellites and rocket parts, the dust, particles in space or the meteor showers. The term space debris refers to what? Guys, it refers to the broken satellites and the rocket parts. Even if we are sending the Chandrayaan 3 times, the first, the second, the third one, then third time we got successful, but previous 2 times we have failure. That means the part of the satellites that also, that currently also, that by the second time we have, the second time Chandrayaan, in case of Chandrayaan 2, the orbiter is still active. That means the some of the parts are now currently still in the space. That means the space debris is directly linked with the broken satellites and the rocket parts. Just have a look. The space junk or space debris is any piece of machinery of debris left by human in space. It can refer to big objects such as dead satellites that have failed or been left in orbit at the end of their mission. It can also refer to smaller things like like beads of debris or paint flakes that have fallen off a rocket. Clear? This is about the space debris. Next, which space agency developed the Artemis program for moon exploration? That is NASA, the ESA, the Roscosmos or the ISRO. So which space agency developed the Artemis program for moon exploration? Tell me, Rohan. And God, OMG, directly God is present in my class. I'm so much glad. Tell me. Yeah, the right answer is what? The NASA. See, the NASA's Artemis moon mission. NASA's Artemis moon mission. The Artemis is the first stage of NASA's new lunar exploration program, which has the ultimate goal of establishing a long-term presence of the moon surface. That to present in the moon surface for long time and do the research and development through the period. Clear? Next. And guys, the vehicle is also important, the stage is also important, and keep it in your mind that the fuel, which fuel it has used by the vehicle, but as it has the NASA's Artemis moon mission, so just keep it in your mind the date and on which date it on which date it has been released, and the purpose of the purpose of the release is also important. So keep it in your mind that the date and the purpose, the two thing is important if it is not about the ISRO. Okay, next. The Lagrange points are associated with the black holes, the stable positions for satellite, the solar eclipses, or the time dilation. Rohan Roy and the Raja Karim. Tell me the right answer in the comment section. Lagrange points are associated with black holes, stable positions for satellites, solar eclipses, or the time dilation. That is first. Yeah, the right answer is the stable positions for the satellite. That is the Lagrange points are associated with. See, here is the sun, and here are this is the satellite launching position, and here is the earth. There is the four exact position, the L1, the L3, the L4, L5, the L2 होची जोटा हमारा satellite launch होची on that particular position. Okay, so the most stable position, guys, which will be the L4, and the L5 will be the most stable one. Okay, among the all positions. Maybe see. Okay, next question answer दियो. Who was the first woman in space? The Kalpana Chawla, Valentina Tereskova, Sally Ride, or the Sunita Williams? Tell me what will be the right answer. Who was the first woman in space? Yes, James Webb Telescope also present in that. But mate kuha the first. Sorry. Now tell me, Raja Karim, you are as I am thinking that you are not only an ODS student. Yeah, that is the Valentina. Who was the first woman in space, guys? That is the Valentina. Just मेरी मन रखो कि Valentine is a very special word in everybody's life. That means the first woman. That girl is related to the Valentine. That is the Valentina, the first woman who sent to the space. That is the Valentine. Yes, that is in 1963. This is C. The first woman in that she had sent to the space. That is Valentina on 16th June 1963. That is through which vehicle? Through the satellite Vostok 6 by the Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereskova became the first woman to the travel into the space. After 48 orbits and 71 hours, she returned to the Earth, having spent more time in space than all US astronauts combined to that date. Till that date, she has broken the record. Next, which planet has the most prominent ring system. Planet with ring system. कहला माने ही तम माने को माइंड रे आसी जाउ तो obviously किए the Saturn. So what will be the right answer? The Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune or Saturn. This is Saturn. See why? The Saturn possesses the most prominent and extensive ring system, the most prominent and extensive ring system in our solar system. These rings are composed of what? These rings are composed of ice and rock particles and are incredibly bright and expansive, making them easily visible through telescopes. While other planets like Jupiter, Uranus and the Neptune also have rings, but Saturn's are by far the most spectacular and complex. This is the ring is very brighter. That's why we can see that even our naked eye. Clear? Sunny. Next, the Chandrayaan-1 discovered traces of which element in the moon? Discovers what? Chandrayaan-1 which discover karithila, that is which element present in the traces amount in the moon? That is iron, methane, water or carbon. Tell me the right answer. Chandrayaan-1 discovered traces of which element on the moon surface? कार्बन. सीरियसली चंद्रयान-1 ने तमे लाइक मून ना सरफेस रे कार्बन हमें पाई सारलेनी. मैम ऑल ऑप्शंस क्लियर कर दीजिए. क्यों? ऑप्शंस क्लियर कर दूंगी तो आप आंसर ही क्या दोगी? तो इसका सही आंसर क्या होगा? तो फर्स्ट हम मून के सरफेस में क्या ही मिला था? तो पानी ही मिला था फर्स्ट ना. उसके बाद तो हम कुछ रिसर्च कर पाए, दैट इज चंद्रयान 2 और 3 में आइस मिला था. अच्छा, you are in your dreamland, I think, in the moon surface, right? So Chandrayaan-1 discovered traces of water on the moon surface. More specifically, it confirmed that presence of water ice in permanently shadowed region, the shadowed regions of the moon's poles. The mission also detected hydroxyl. What? The hydroxyl and water molecules on the lunar surface, in the lunar exosphere and its subsurface deposits. The first find element was the water. The chemical signature of water on the moon, that 3 different spaces probes have detected in the chemical signature water all above the moon surface. Clear? Next, the James Webb Space Telescope is designed to observe in what? Radio waves, ultraviolet, infrared or the X-rays. James Webb Telescope is designed to observe in. मैम क्वेश्चन नंबर 25 में ऑल ऑप्शंस एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए. अच्छा, गिव मी अ मिनट, आती हूँ. ट्वेंटी 25 में एक्सप्लेन करना है. The first woman in the space was the Valentina Tereshkova. तो ऑब्वियसली इसका तो आपके पास ऑप्शन लाइक एक्सप्लेनेशन भी मैं रखी हुई हूँ ना. The first woman who was sent to the space and record before all the astronauts have been sent to the space by spending 48 orbits, that is the 71 hours in the space. God, भगवान जी कुछ समझ रहे हो या नहीं? अगर ऑल ऑप्शन मुझे एक्सप्लेन करना होगा तो मुझे और टाइम चाहिए होगा, तो ये 1 आवर में पॉसिबल नहीं होगा, राइट? फिर भी करूंगी. नेक्स्ट क्लास विल ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन ऑल द ऑप्शंस. See, the James Webb, sorry, Yeah, that is the right answer will be what? The infrared. But let's see, the James Webb Space Telescopes is a powerful space telescope designed to conduct infrared astronomy, allowing it to observe objects too old, distant, and faint for the Hubble Space Telescope. It is the largest telescope in the space, equipped with the high resolution and high sensitivity instruments. High sensitivity instruments. Clear? This is about the what? James Webb Telescope. Observe what? Observe the different type of rays. Next, the orbital path. The orbital path followed by a satellite is called a. The orbital path followed by a satellite is called a revolution, trajectory, orbit, orbit or the locus. Guys, the पहला कौन ना orbital. So the orbital was directly related with the what? Orbit. That means you do not need to think second time. The right answer will be what? The orbit. Okay? No, not trajectory. The orbital path followed by a satellite. That means ସେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ earth ଅଛି and suppose this see here is sun present and here is earth. Then जो position रे से revolve करूची, this is the orbital path. This is the orbital path. Next. And orbit is the curved path that a satellite takes around another celestial body such as planet due to the force of gravity. Orbits can be different shapes such as circular or elliptical, and their characteristics depend on the satellite's altitude. Guys, they can be different shapes, but his orbital, his revolving shape is always orbital. See, this is suppose Earth, and here is also the different type of satellites we are going to launch. Then they will revolve, they will complete the revolving period in the orbital path. Okay. So next and the last question of the class is, which Indian scientist is known as the father of Indian space program? Guys, which Indian scientist is known as the father of Indian space program? That is, in initial period, guys, ISRO, when ISRO was not made, the ISRO was known as the, not ISRO, the space sector is known as the Indian space program. Okay, and the father of Indian space program is what? The INCOSPAR. Okay, that is the different matter you will study in the science and tech class. But apart from that, the Vikram Sarabhai. Okay, so homi bhaba guys, तमें direct nuclear technology सहित relate करी परिबो. The father of nuclear technology हमें कही परिबा काहाकू ना होमी भाबांकू. In the same way, Vikram Sarabhai is the father of what? Indian space program. Clear? The father of Indian space program is Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Born and death here is the 12th August 1919 to 30th December 1971. Responsible for establishment of Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO, in the latter period, but starting in 1963. That credited for the first sounding rocket launch in 1963 from where? From the TELS, the Thumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station. And with his dialogue with NASA in 1966, the satellite instructional television experiment was launched in 1975-76. His project for fabrication and launch of Indian satellite, led first satellite, that Aryabhat, is launched during his period. Most well-known institutions established by him, that is what? IIM, Ahmedabad, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Community Science Center, Electronic Corporation of India Limited, the Uranium Corporation of India Limited, and guys, he also awarded as the Padma Vibhushan in 1972. Clear? This is all about today's session. Thank you so much, guys. Telegram re tammanku PDF, like you can have the PDF after the ending of the class to the Telegram channel of the StudyIQ OPSC, and you can follow me in the Instagram, that is @Sudipta Simran. Thank you so much, guys. Take care of yourself and your parents first. Have a good day. Thank you. It is not everyday session, every Wednesday and Friday. Stay updated in the YouTube channel of StudyIQ OPSC are mentioned here. Okay, all the classes about my classes are mentioned here, so no need to worry about it. So thank you so much, guys.